How's it going, everyone? Spencer with Stadia Dispatch. I'm here with Chris from Gun Owners of America, one of the best organizations that are fighting for our Second Amendment rights right now. Big thing with the brace ruling. So I don't know how much you can talk about with your counsel not here today, but I just want to I want you to give my viewers a rundown of what's going on right now, how they can support you, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. So, Gun Owners of America, we've got about 2 million members nationwide, and then kind of like you mentioned with our pistol brace rule, we also have a legal foundation, Gun Owners Foundation. So we filed a lawsuit in the Fifth Federal Circuit Court, and back in May of this year, we were issued a temporary injunction. So anyone who is a member of Gun Owners of America was protected, because we basically sued saying, hey, look, pistol braces are an accessory. The government cannot regulate them. That is an infringement on our constitutional rights. And that circuit agreed with us in that decision. So anyone who was a member of Gun Owners of America or Gun Owners Foundation was protected if you owned a brace. And so it was a massive victory for us, and it's something obviously we leapt on doing. We want to be able to protect gun owners everywhere in the United States of America, and so we use our legal foundation to do that. You know, where we can't fight legislatively, we fight legally through the courts.
And if I remind me, was that through the Heller decision where that ruling came out of, or was that post-Bruin?
That was post-Bruin.
Okay.
Yep.
So, the meaning post-Bruin, if any of you guys know, so the Heller test was common use, and then Bruin was basically what was our founding fathers' intent.
Yeah.
Like, there is no restriction on that, essentially. I mean, if you want to go to the absolutist take on that, where I know we kind of talked off camera, I mean, the eventual goal would be getting rid of SBRs off the roster,
Absolutely.
right? Fully off the roster, then suppressors, and then I mean, we'll talk other things later on, but, you know.
No, I mean, we're fully no compromise when it comes to the Second Amendment. I mean, our internal goal within the organization is one day that we can put ourselves out of a job, which would mean repealing the NFA, repeal the Gun Control Act in 1968, repeal Brady laws, repeal any unconstitutional infringement. You know, we believe the Second Amendment means what it says, shall not be infringed. And so the fact that people have to pay a $200 tax to the federal government to put a device, a suppressor, on the end of their firearm to make shooting safer and be registered and have your fingerprints and pictures submitted to the government is insane.
Yeah. I already go to a lot of metal shows, so my hearing's already shot.
Yeah.
So I don't need to be like shooting and then be like, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm right there with you.
So I know too, because there's a lot there. I'll just say, when I meant other things too, I'm like machine guns. I mean, were machine guns really a problem? They were a problem with the mob. That's why the government originally did that. But the problem with our government is they put laws in place that are affecting law-abiding citizens, and it doesn't really do anything with the criminals, because the criminals are still going to break laws. I mean, I think you guys would agree with that.
Absolutely, yeah, no. We are 100% about law-abiding citizens owning firearms to protect yourself. Yeah. And you should be able to own an SBR. You should be able to own a machine gun. I mean, technically, if you buy a pre-86 machine gun and you pay tens of thousands of dollars and register it, you can. But we want to see a world one day where all of that is done away with. And that can't be done through compromise. That can't be done through backroom deals saying, all right, we'll kind of water down this to get this. That's our goal. And so, you know, the stats are pretty clear.
Yep.
Gun-free zones kill people.
Right.
Cities and states with high firearms regulation and gun control in place where normal everyday citizens are barred from carrying firearms or from owning firearms to defend themselves, those people are at risk because criminals, by definition, they don't obey the law. And unfortunately, a lot of criminals are intelligent, and so they see things like gun-free zones. They see cities where they know people are disarmed and can't carry, that they're going to be easy victims. And so anything that prevents you from defending yourself with a firearm is illegal. Yep. And the government doesn't have the right to step in and tell you that you cannot protect yourself in the way that you wish.
Yep. And we all know the government's also great at helping criminals. Just look at Operation Fast and Furious. Let's look at, and that's still happening where guns are still being run down to the cartels.
Absolutely.
So it's like, is there a point where we just say, hey, like what you guys are doing, we finally get the lawfare to a point and say, okay, NFA is completely gone. That's the goal. And I really hope that's sooner rather than later, because there is some cool stuff that I don't want to put basically the amount of a house down payment on. When I could just go and say, you know, that you see that new STG 44 replica that they're doing at, I think it was Palmetto State Armory.
Yep.
I want that full auto.
Yeah.
That would be the dream. And I've shot that thing before, actually the original one up at Battlefield Vegas, when I went up to Vegas a little while ago. That thing is so fun. That, and give me an MP40. Just got the whole historical collection here, man.
Yeah.
That's what I want, but it's unobtainium right now, unless you have a lot of money.
Yep. Yeah, and it's unfortunate. And look, I mean, we're obviously going to be realistic about it.
Yeah.
Do we have the votes in Congress right now to repeal the NFA? No. But we've seen that when we bring more people into the orbit, right?
Yeah.
When we bring more people into the organization, the grassroots get involved, good things happen. I mean, look at just even something like constitutional carry, right?
Oh, yeah.
Which are the laws that say if you can legally possess a handgun, you should be able to carry that handgun openly or concealed without having to pay a tax or get a permit from the state. 10, 15 years ago, there were a handful of states with constitutional carry. You basically had Vermont, Alaska, Wyoming, and Arizona. That was about it. Now it is the most popular pro-gun legislation throughout the country. States are clamoring to pass it. We're about to eclipse 25 states.
That's pretty good.
If we can get all the states that we've been targeting and working in to pass that bill, if you would have asked people 10 years ago, they'd be like, that's never happening.
Yeah.
And it's happening now. So if we can bring more people, especially the younger generation, I don't know if I'm still considered young at 35, but
Oh yeah, you're like 2 years older than me, but it's fine.
you know, if we can bring more people in and say, hey, this is why you have this right, which first of all, the Constitution doesn't grant you rights. It is enshrining your rights that come from God. That's what I believe personally. But if we can teach people that those rights belong to you and the state shouldn't be able to take them from you,
Right.
Who's to say that 10, 15, 20 years from now, we won't get there? I mean, look how much suppressors have risen in popularity because you've got manufacturers making them, people are putting them on their pistols and their rifles, and they're realizing, hey, this is a great tool to make shooting safer and more fun and more enjoyable. And the industry's producing it more, and now you're seeing more and more people realize that this is a normal thing to put on my firearm.
Yeah.
Why is this so heavily regulated? It doesn't make any sense.
And I just got my whole chemo set up. I'm actually getting some work on it done tomorrow, so I can swap that over to all my other guns.
Yeah.
So, you know, because I'm at that point right now, it's like I could get a bunch of more suppressors and pay the $200 plus, you know, the specific for the next, but I don't want to give another $200 to the government.
Yeah.
You know, they don't deserve that.
Yeah, and the fact that you have to wait an insane
6
amount
months
of time,
or more,
you know,
yeah.
6+ months, and it's just an insane infringement. I mean, that's why we advocate for the ATF being abolished.
Yeah.
It's an unconstitutional government agency. They shouldn't exist. We know they're collecting the records and data of gun owners. We've seen that. GOA proved it. I mean, look, I work in our state operations program, so I travel around to state legislatures, go to events, talk to gun store owners. I can't tell you how many gun stores we have contact us telling us the ATF came in for a routine audit and then grabbed their bound books, and just start photocopying records, which is illegal. But they're submitting them to a database. And so, again, it's a long-term fight, and we know places like California, New York, Illinois, Hawaii, New Jersey, there's a lot of work to be done there. But we know there's a lot of gun owners in those states. There's a lot of people who care about gun rights. We haven't forgotten about them. And we just need more people to get into the fight, because when the grassroots get involved, that's when things change. When people put pressure on their lawmakers to say, hey, we're watching, we're paying attention, you need to vote correctly, you need to vote pro-freedom, you need to vote pro-gun, because if you don't, we're going to use the power of the First Amendment to vote you out of office.
Right.
We're going to use the ballot box because you're taking away the bullet box, the cartridge box,
Right.
the thing that defends all other rights. And so we've been really encouraged by the amount of people who are getting active, just cross generations. You know, we've got a lot of people who are in the baby boomer generation, but we're seeing millennials and Gen Z really get fired up about their gun rights. That's why we're at this TPUSA event, reaching out to college students, telling them why this is an important fundamental right that they possess.
Awesome. I 100% agree with everything you said this interview. So where can people find you guys? Obviously, some of my viewers might already know, but for you who don't, where can they find you guys? How can they donate?
Yeah, if you can just go to gunowners.org, that's our website. We've got everything on there. You can sign up to become a member. You can sign up to get our free email alerts. We won't spam you. We don't sell your email addresses. We're on every major social media website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think we're even on TikTok, something like that. But we're out there. We're on YouTube. We've got a bunch of new podcasts that have come out where we're interviewing people in the firearms industry, both manufacturers and folks who are making firearms. So you can check us out there, gunowners.org. Sign up, become a member, get involved. We're always looking for volunteers in your state. We'll let you know what's going on in your state and your region. We're doing a lot of grassroots activism training, teaching people how to get involved in politics. So just check us out there and please join us in the fight to restore the Second Amendment.
Oh yeah, no, dude, you guys are doing great work. You're doing the Lord's work, as I like to say. You're restoring our constitutional rights.
Absolutely.
And I really hope these court cases go a little bit faster, so those rights are restored quicker. But you know, slow return of government for that, I guess, the court system. But you know, the simple victories that we're getting right now, and it's just going to cascade, I have a feeling.
Yeah, we're going to keep pressing on through the legislature, through the courts, every means possible.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate the interview, man. And
Thank you.
I got another couple of interviews after this, but then I'm done with AMFEST for the day. So
absolutely, man. Appreciate it.
I'm sure you guys are at the same level of tired as I am after the show.
Yeah, we've been standing on our feet, but you know what, man? It's awesome. Definitely, my ankles hurt, my feet hurt, but
I need to get some new installs after this.
Getting to talk to a lot of like-minded people, man, it really is what fires me up, man. When people come by the booth and they're just excited that we're here, and getting to connect is totally worth it.
And like I told you, I was like literally across the road doing an interview with James earlier, and I didn't even recognize you guys were here, and I saw you guys, and I was like, why didn't I stop here yesterday to talk to you guys? So we're getting it done now. You can tell it's near the end of the day, guys. All right, I'm going to cut the interview at this point. Go subscribe to GOA, follow their stuff, donate. I'll be completely transparent here. I'm a member. I've been seeing all the good work they've been doing. I support this organization. These guys are the best. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next video.